So the problems are actually the source of the hope. What if everything is a gift? What if the problems that we're facing on our planet today are exactly the stimulus that we need to grow up? Have you ever noticed that the hardest times in your life were actually the best times from a spiritual growth opportunity? Yeah. Do any of you ever pray for relief from these learning opportunities? Say, I've had enough of that, thank you very much. Can I have a break now? Right. But it's the problems that stimulate new ways of thinking. If everything was going along smoothly, we just keep on doing exactly what we were doing. And so we need the problems to force us to new and higher levels of thinking. If you're familiar with the science of chaos and complexity, and I'm not a scientist, so don't ask me to dig into any of the mathematics of this, but I will give you the layperson's understanding of chaos and complexity theory, which is a very nice way of kind of seeing this and coming at it from a scientific approach. Now, if you think about the world as being in a lovely little state of order, so everything in your life is just going humming along perfectly, the car's working, nothing in the house is breaking, the kids are behaving, everything's just great. Well, then into each life a little chaos must appear, right? So this chaos, this disruption occurs, and we're generally not really happy about it when it happens. And on the edge of this chaos is this tension place that we hold in our mind. And for a while, we might try to deny what's going on, deny that this terrible stuff is happening. It'll go away if I just don't look at it. But if it stays there long enough, eventually we start having some ideas, which is that little flickering light bulb, about maybe there's a different way to deal with this problem. Maybe there's something I haven't thought about before. And it's from that intersection between order and chaos that new order can arise, a new order of a higher complexity. Now, if you're familiar with a fellow named Ilya Prigogine, who's got a very hard name, hard to spell, hard to say, but he won a Nobel Prize for his work in chemistry on this particular concept called dissipative structures. Now, that's another one of those high-dollar words. But if you read this, you'll see it a lot in the spiritual literature, so that's why I'm making a link for you to it. It says that when a system has more energy coming into it than the structure of the system can hold, the system has only two choices: break down or reorganize at a higher level, right? So there is the opportunity for breakdown. I mean, the stimulus of chaos can cause the collapse of existing systems, but the stimulus of chaos can also cause elevation to a new and more complex structure. And this shows up in chemistry and biology, organic and inorganic realities. It also shows up in our brain structure. It's the basis of adult development theory. It's the overload of energy when you just have that splitting headache and you can't figure out what on earth I'm going to do with all of this information that then pops you to a new level, if you'll let it. All right? So the next time you're going through one of those life periods where you're like, I can't take it, just remember it's a gift. It's an opportunity to pop to a new and higher order of complexity if you can hang in there with it. So there's a sense of patience required. Now, once you reach this wonderful new order of complexity, does it stay that way? The universe just doesn't work that way, does it? No, it's like, okay, you got out of first grade, now here's the second grade training, right? So up pops chaos again, little dots of it, bigger, 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 and then again, graduation to the next level. So you get through one little period of stability, and it starts all over again. That's how the developmental process works. So the big question for us to ask is, if we're going somewhere, if that upward arrow of evolution is somehow overpowering the downward arrow of entropy, that we're actually going someplace, where do you think the universe is going? Now remember, you have to decide what you believe. I can tell you what I believe, but you have to decide what feels true for you.